I'm here. It's a little overdue, but I'm here for the whole cake review. I don't know the general sentiment on this arc, but for me personally, I thought it was underwhelming to me. I was looking very much forward to Big Mom and seeing what role she would play in, as they set her up well in Fishman Island and everything like that. Her being one of the emperors, her being one of the first real emperors that Luffy is meeting up to this point. So I'm gonna go through it. I got some pictures here so I can talk about what happened and how I felt about it. So it starts off with them getting to the island. Luffy gets healed by the sister. They set that up because she comes in clutch later. Then they interact with Puddin Sama. That I'm gonna just scroll through this, but I just want to say, bro, Big Mom is trash. As a character, she's not trash, but as a person, she's trash. Yes, her parents left her. Yes, the orphanage lady that she had was mean to her, but that that's no excuse for what she's been doing, subjugating all of these people and turning into a evil person. I know some people that try to defend her that I talk to that have watched it more than me, that have seen more than me before I caught up. And Big Mom is one of their favorite characters. And I'm like, how? How? I mean, I can understand why, but look at this. These are people that she was turning into these things, and I was looking forward to see Luffy defeat her. Another big problem with this arc was these sibling characters, bro. All of them are trash. There's only one that I like, and I forgot to put him in here in the character section. My favorite character section, Baraka Mouth, aka Katakuri. They gave him a nice long fight that he deserved instead of this girl here. I don't even remember her name. Mirror Girl. This giant, the Cracker Sama. I mean, all of those was such a waste of time, and you can see it on my Patreon, bro. When I was watching it, I was saying it. This is a waste of time. Why are we spending time on this? Why are we wasting time on this? And it was really dragging and really taking away from it because these are nobodies, and they're trying to set it up like like Big Mom's people are strong. I already knew that. I already knew that. You don't need to take 15 episodes battle with each one in a stupid forest that I'm sick and tired and annoyed of hearing them sing and crap and cutting them off for me to understand that they're powerful. You don't need that. The time that was given to these battles should have been saved for Katakuri or the battles later on. The time should have been saved for that, or they just should have been cut down completely because it dragged, bro, and it dragged. And then the next slide right here is the best part. The best part about this arc, what saves this arc to me, is the Sanji stuff. Sanji single-handedly moved up in my Straw Hat rankings off of this one arc alone. Hearing his backstory, hearing what he went through, I didn't understand how bad he had it. I didn't understand. When they started to find out that he was rich stuff, I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. But I didn't really knock it against him because he's Sanji. Like, he's rich out of nowhere. No. And then they started going into the backstory. I'm like, this is terrible. He got treated terrible. His dad is sick with what he's doing to his children. And to see Sanji overcome and to see this was a very emotional part right here. Sanji trying to fight and then Luffy saying that he'll wait right there. That's just Luffy being Luffy. I've really come around to enjoying who Luffy is instead of being hyper focused on how stupid he is. And this was a moment that definitely hit for me that people said would hit. They said that certain parts of it would hit. They didn't spoil me, of course, but this was a part that definitely hit me emotionally. Seeing the connection and seeing the relationship between these two, because you don't really see them interact on the ship. So this is nice to see. Sanji was the best part of this arc, and he saved this arc for me. Pudding is a piece of crap. She pulled the wool over my eye, making me think that she was wholesome and pure, and then no, bro. She's trash. She's tainted by the family just as much, but they did a decent job of redeeming her. And shout out to Brooke. I had to put this picture in here because people are gonna overlook this. Brooke was actually hanging in there with the Big Mom. Brook was going toe to toe with Big Mom versus Zeus and Prometheus. And he got the Poneglyph scroll. I don't think he's underrated, but people like Brook. But this right here made me realize how OP Brook is. And it reminded me how old he is. He's been around the longest, so he's had way more experience. He's been in way more situations. And I was so happy when they gave Brook this moment, and I knew that people weren't going to pick up on it as much as I did. I was like, this is a scene, this is something that we should remember, because Brook is tight. And then in Wano we got to see even more of that, even though he got dialed back. But this was a good Brook moment. This was a nice Brook moment that I really enjoyed, and I'm glad that they put that in there. So don't forget that Brook was able to hang with Big Mom for a little bit and get the scroll at the same time. Now, this whole book stuff, trash, all this trash, because we're just waiting for the final fight thing. Jinbei, amazing as always. He's been such a great addition. Everything that he's been in, he's been the character that I've more than often liked the most. So Jinbei is just fire. And here's Brook. He got the Poneglyphs. And then the scheme was on to take down Big Mom. Beiji, I really liked him. The mafia stuff, it was very funny. It's very hilarious. I like his fruit, the castle fruit. I think that's very interesting, and that's cool. You can castle within inside yourself and just be inside and just walk around and set up the decoration and change it when you want. I think that's very cool, and that's tight. And it makes sense. It made sense to me why he turned on Big Mom. He's a mafia dude. It's the mafia stuff. You know, that's what they're playing into. Luffy is always being himself and being stupid. Then the day of the tea party came. Shout out to Big News Morgan. He's a trash person, but he's entertaining to watch in the show. There goes Katakuri. And then Sanji coming in clutch. I'm telling you, he was the best part of this arc, man. Hitting, putting where it mattered, looking past the heartbreak that he had. I didn't put the photo in here of him crying, because I don't know if I could look at that again, because that heartbreak, I've seen memes and stuff, and people use that photo, and now I understand why people use it as in the context that they do, because that journey is heartbreaking. Seeing his reaction got me very emotional. You can, like I said, this is all on my Patreon if you want to see it, and so I couldn't even put that picture in here, bro, because probably would have gotten a little too emotional for this video, and y'all ain't gonna get me today. But yeah, Sanji coming in clutch once again, saving Pudding, and then forgiving, not only saving and forgiving Pudding, but saving and forgiving his family for what they did. Sanji's OP, bro. He's MVP. Big Mom's backstory, it was okay. I did get emotional a little bit. I did feel for her. It did a good job at that. But as soon as it came, I was like, okay, they're gonna try to make me sympathize with this crazy woman, and none of what happened to her justifies what she's doing. But I do sympathize with her because she was a child. She didn't understand her strength. And the orphanage lady, the parents left her. The orphanage lady was working with the Navy, and it just deteriorated, and then she became a pirate. So yeah, they hit her with the cones, knock her out. They make the cake thing fall. Then the best fight of this entire arc, which I didn't mind the length of it, which is rare because I'm usually, this stuff is so dragged out. When I got to this point, I had survived Dressrosa, the arc that almost took me out and made me stop watching One Piece. So I was just pushing, man. I was just soldiering through, and I didn't mind the length of this fight because I liked Katakuri, I liked Luffy, and I liked their relationship and their dynamic in this fight. That relationship made this fight worth watching all the episodes for. Then of course they got to get away and they make the cake and all this. And this is the part that really, it was weird watching, because I didn't really believe personally. I didn't believe them getting away. In my mind, there's no way they was getting out of there. When Big Mom was coming, when they were in the ship, when Katakuri and them were on the seaside blocking them in, yes, the Kakuta Burr, but I didn't see no way for them getting out of there. I just didn't believe it. And then as it kept going on, I'm like, man, this is so unbelievable, bro. and even for One Piece, you know, they've been in situations, you know, like the one in Sabaody when they had to get away from Kizaru, which at the time of this recording they're fighting right now. And that this fight is amazing. Poof, watch that reaction on my joint. But they had to get away in that instance. They had to run. And Kuma coming in with his paw power makes sense. Can't find him. He can't get to him. I can understand that. I can suspend my disbelief, even though they probably should have died. This, they had not just the deck stacked against them. They had the whole table. They had the whole freaking lot cast against them, bro. And they somehow made it out. How they did, it kind of made sense with the brothers and the family, with Sanji's family coming back, with Jinbei coming back, being clutch as always, showing up. The coup de burst of Frankie, Pedro sacrifice in this, which was very emotional as well. But it was just in the back of my mind. I ain't buying it completely, which is why it was kind of weird. They gave her the cake and they were able to get away. That's when Jinbei came in and stopped him. So, this was a nice shot when he was able to cook for them again, and they showed that, and that's how it ended the arc. So this arc was up and down for me. The starting of it was very bad, in my opinion. It was very bad. It was very, and I think it's due to them dragging it out. It's probably way better in the manga when you can go page by page. It's probably shorter, and in the anime, I think that they stretch it out because they had caught up to the manga. So that's a thing. So that very much took away from this arc for me. I probably would have enjoyed it more if I read it in the manga, but I'm doing it by the anime, so this is just how it is. It was very, 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 very trash to get through in the beginning, and then as it got towards the climax, it started picking up, and I started getting behind it. After that, man, it really just, that ending of them getting away, figuring out how they got to get away, little drawn out for my taste, and a lot of it not making me not believing it very much. So I'm gonna get to the characters that were my favorite, and then the grade. The first one is Bonsoir. I hope I'm saying his name. Bone. I just call him Bone because he said Bone a lot. Bone. In the beginning, I was like, he is trash. What is his character design? All this. But he is a low key hitter for the Big Mom family. His fight against Pedro, his intelligence, him staying calm under the pressure, even when Big Mom's stuff was falling and all the other siblings were panicking. He's like, no, we're just gonna keep going. We're better than them. We're gonna stop them, even though they did it. So I liked his intelligence. I grew to like him as the arc went on. He started out as a weird freaking character that I was like, he's just stupid, ugly, another ugly OP person in One Piece that I dislike. But he slowly grew on me over time, and Bonsoir was a fire character, and yeah, he was a fire character. Boom. Number 2, I have Jinbei. Gotta put Jinbei in here, bro. Jinbei always comes in clutch. Like I said, every time he shows up, it's a banger. Every time he shows up, he comes in clutch. Every time he shows up, his morale, his honor, his word, how he speaks, his composure, it's top tier. Those are the type of characters that I like, especially in this chaotic world of One Piece. Jinbei is tight. And then of course I've been sort of glazing him this arc, but it's Sanji. I think anybody that comes out of this arc and their favorite character is not Sanji, maybe it may be a little bit in too deep into the One Piece world, because it's by far, objectively speaking, in my opinion, the best character of this in this entire arc development is Sanji. He is the best character of this entire arc. It's no question, it's no argument. Sanji is the best character. He carries this arc. He carries it to the grade that I'm about to give it, because if it wasn't for Sanji, this would have been way lower than it is. So to get to the grade, my grade for this arc is a B. Without Sanji, this most likely would have been a C minus, a C, because a lot of it just didn't work. The beginning was a slog to get through. The ending I didn't really believe, but it was entertaining. So it really would have been a miss. But Sanji's story, how they used Sanji's story, implemented it into this arc, how Oda wrote it into this arc was done phenomenally well. Little standouts here and there to really just help save this arc. Beiji, Katakuri, Pudding was still annoying to me, but they sort of redeemed her. Beiji's wife, she was cool. Bonsoir, Bon, Pedal Lick, I can't. Oof. He got his butt whooped, and I was so happy. But I'll talk about that in the next video with the Wano arc review. Thank you guys so much for watching. My grade for the whole cake arc is a B, and it gets a B, and it was saved because of Sanji. Bars. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the next videos and the Wano review video, which is I'm excited to do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.